On a boat, they'll leave here in a hearse. They'll leave here through the dirt. They're going through the earth. We're channeling their ancestors to undo their curse. Cause once upon a time, we all could read and write. That legalese is lies. Strong men spell cursive ties. Strong men all caps disguise. They've gentrified our lives. We've redefined their sights. We've redefined their kind. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose it. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Yes, this shit is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose it. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Play their game, but by our rules. I'm Queen Annie the Maroon. I am Queen of Dongo. I am Queen of Zinga. I am Yenaga. I'm Carlotta and Fermina. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Cause I am a goddess. I am a priestess. I chant these mantras and they all repeat it. If we make a promise, this land we gon' seize it. Get vengeance for Mother Earth treason. This ain't the gentrifier. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. Repetition of empires. Invading land with gunfire. Slavery not hostess for hire. Income not what you desire. Outcome working jobs for hours. Mindset waiting to retire. Never stop working for dollars. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor you gon' choose? When you chant, they gonna lose. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor we gon' choose? When we chant, they gonna lose. I mean. My spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors defend. I got that juice to transcend. I mean. My spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors, I got that juice to transcend. Cause I am a Santi, I am a Sata, I am a host, I am a homie, I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. Cause I am a Santi, I am a Sata, I am a host, I am a homie, I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is hoodoo music. When we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose? Hey, choose. Cause when we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose?
Mess with the wrong witch, and she knows it. And now you know it.
Manifested by elements of theory. I prefer to watch human behavior from afar. The ignorance, intelligence, and they off the wall. Tragedy, strategies, put knowledge in the book. Change our language so we couldn't read it if we look. Convince us we ain't have shit here but disease. Made us 3/5 human and black illegally. You put your fist up to being African American. How much history you went through for that to make some sense? I've been on Turtle Island 10,000 years. Akibulan been my neighbor. Pangea brought me here. The world didn't start in 1400s. Niggas grow up. What you think we was doing? Morse was running Europe. We been tribal folk, now it's time to show up. Bring back the villages, cause cities ain't got no love. You're melanin addicted to the infliction of pollution. Chemical dependency, nature the solution. Grow your food and medicine, build homes in conclusion. The enemy will televise infiltration as inclusion.
And in order to be in proper persona in this country, whether that be North America, Central America, or South America, you must be a Moor. If they want to be sovereign, they got to go home. They cannot be sovereign here.
Universe is the wrist, so stay blessed. I'm on it like a magic carpet, ride a wave through your hood. All I find I keep beat to a abandoned scene, must be left by the vaccine. Oh well, we tried to told them. Now let's go into hell, molten lava jail. Now digger, well we gon' live well for free. The mind state translate the meekest first plan.
Peace, peace, y'all.
Greetings, everybody.
I'm Sunshine Monet L.
And I'm Danielle.
Welcome to the Sankofa season.
We looking back, bringing it back, bringing it forward.
Yes,
Throwing it back again and bringing it back forward.
Okay. So we looking back on episodes that we did on the first and second season and bringing them back forward, expounding, camel walking with our knowledge. I love the season so far. This has been really great. And I think that this episode is so on time. And I'll tell you why. Because, like, you know, in a couple of days, well, actually, no, today's the 16th. Shit, get my calendar together. Tomorrow, not only do we have a Cancer full moon, which, you know, is the, you know, the goddess energy, the moon in its home space, you know, we also have the sun entering the Cancer constellation. So we now have the sun officially entering Cancer energy. You know, the zodiac and the constellation, they're 23 degrees apart. Actually, they're like 25 degrees apart at this point. But, you know, with that being said, we are officially in the energy of the divine feminine with the moon. And, you know, Lilith is all about the moon's furthest point from the earth. So, you know, these episodes are always a divine alignment, and I love it.
Look, I ain't even know it. I ain't even know it.
I realized it earlier today, and I was like, oh, snap. It's almost Cancer season. That's why.
You definitely be studying that all day. You live and breathe the astrology.
Yes, but you know, I try not to get engulfed in it. You know how people be like listening to like horoscopes every day, so they be trying to live through it and stuff like that. So like a trick that I found is, if y'all notice, in a lot of my astrological report, they like, dang, Sunshine, you had the same shirt on every day. No, I didn't. What happened was I just recorded like 5 videos at a time, and that kind of puts me in a space where okay, now I'm no longer in that mindset of I'm trying to fulfill the prophecy all day long. And now I can just watch the episodes in hindsight, which is what I usually do. I watch the episodes in hindsight. Astrological updates. Yeah, now y'all know my secret. I try not to like live in the stars too much. It'll drive you crazy if you try to move like that all the time. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, because you'll try to like, you know, try to stay like within those guidelines of, you know, the of the astrological, you know what I'm saying, lessons, or you know, the drama. I would say, you know, like when I used to check out horoscopes every day, I hated reading Virgo horoscopes every day. Cause I was like, yo, there's nothing.
It was like they hate us.
Yeah, it's like it's always something with our money too. You know what I'm saying? It's always something like, yeah, Virgo, enjoy your fun today, but you know, tomorrow, shit, remember them bills is due. Like you ain't got the bread like that. So yeah, let's not step out tonight. Just stay home and clean up or some shit. You know,
y'all just want me to overthink and be sad all the time, and that's cool.
Yeah, your love life's gonna suck today. You know what I'm saying? Expect to give, but not too much. Like checking that every day, like damn, it's like mentally and spiritually draining to me. You know what I'm saying? So what I did, I stopped checking it, or I stopped seeking validation in only a horoscope, because I'm like, yo, this is only like a guide. You know, of what the possibilities that can play out today. I have the power to change that. Yeah,
and that's the whole goal of learning about the cosmos, is to rise above them to your liking. This is just showing you this is the energy that's going on today. You can either succumb to it, or you can rise above it, or you can find an even layer scale. It's all about what you want to do with it. It's kind of like, okay, today it's raining outside. So I can choose a couple of different things. I could be like, all right, I'm finna, you know, it's still hot outside, even though it's raining. So I'm just going to come out with the bathing suit on. Fuck it. We getting wet out here, cuz slip and slide. Okay. Or I could come through with the umbrella, or, you know, it's whatever you want to do with whatever weather is going on within you and outside of you amongst other people. So, Yeah, you don't want to succumb to it. That's like the worst thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want to be absorbed by it. I'm trying to tell you that. Like, you will drive yourself crazy. Like, damn, okay, it's telling me to look out for this. Yeah, look out for it, but look out for all the bullshit. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean it might not even happen today. It might be for tomorrow's forecast or whatever. But it's only a forecast. It's only a forecast to try to give you some sort of an estimated or prediction, of what the possibilities of, can happen. But guess what? The forecast isn't always right?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes a forecast is just like a prediction of a possible outcome. You got to understand that you have the power to create multiple realities and stuff like that. And I could just be giving you a facet of one reality that's going on. That's why you have multiple natal charts. You got the Vedic with your vibration. You got your mental with the tropical. You got your soul with the draconic. You got the progressive chart. Your over your lifespan. You got the solar return chart. You got a lot of different ways that you could look at yourself. And then within each chart, how many planets do you see? And then not just planets. You got asteroids now. You got the houses. You got the centaurs, and now they're bringing the native Hawaiian deities into the mix, and the Hindu deities in the mix. Like, you're literally so many facets, because I know we only like to claim the religion that indoctrinated us in our root chakra, but you're all these religions. That's why when you look at your natal chart, you see all the deities. And I don't even think you see angels or saints on there. You have to actually do the interpretation to find them. But everybody else is up there. So, you're all these, deities, you're all these Arisas, you're all these spheres and Sephiros, and you're just so infinite. It's a great time. And that brings it into the mindset. Lilith is about limitations when we get into the Kabbalah. So, y'all know the Kabbalah has been on the forefront of Sunshine's brain the last couple months. That's been my go-to book. And, I really like the Kabbalah because in the Kabbalah, they actually feminize the deities. They keep it to the feminine energy. What they do here is they have, angels and demons to each sphere. So the tree of life, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. In fact, if you haven't, let's talk about it.
Come on with it. Y'all seen it. Except it looks like it's the tree on the Timberland shoe, except it has all the leaves on it.
Yeah.
Not the depth.
Right. So this is kind of like the geometrical situation with the tree of life. And you see it in alignment with the Neteroos, it's the Neteroos and the spheres. However,
it looks like a dreidel.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, it does. And you know what? The dreidel does have the different Sephiros on each side when you play the game. And that's so, we're the Jews. And so when they gave us the Bible and they were like, hey, you got to be a Christian or we're going to kill you and beat your ass and hang you on the cross. And then it's crazy because they taught us to praise the very object they used to hang us on. The same way they that's so wild to me. Like, what? Anyway. So we had things like this. We had things like the dreidel, scrying in the mirror, different forms of divination, tarot cards. We created those things to hide us actually still practicing and teaching the ways of the 10 spheres, the Neteroos. We were still teaching how to be rooted in the cosmos rather than being rooted in human experience. And that's what religion does. Religion roots you in the human experience. That's why you're walking around calling yourself born in sin and I'm not worthy and I
hated that shit.
I hate that shit so much.
I never said I was born into sin. And I never thought of myself as a sinner. I'm like, yo, if we were meant to be born as perfect and imperfect or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, we just weren't created that way then. Why God give us a hard time? Why the Creator wanted to give us a hard time?
That wasn't God. That was the Romans and the Catholic Romans that came and took over the 12 tribes of Judah and demonized their deities and their Neteroos.
Exactly.
And You know, it was just been a battle back and forth, you know, with the
Yeah.
Jews and the Romans and the Greeks since the beginning of time. Honestly, since we met each other, we've been going back and forth, and now they got us to the point where we ain't even calling ourselves Jews no more. They did the ultimate juju on our asses. Like niggas don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. We read the Bible and we think about the Bible being a bunch of old white people with long ass beards because that's how they depicted the energy. But it's really
then they
us.
put it in movies and shit. They put it in
Sorry,
the
isn't that
pictures.
wild?
They created
Fuck
that
Mel
whole
Gibson.
flow. Oh my gosh, they created that whole thing. Like Jesus Christ, imagine him in your head. We know that fucking picture. No matter
Jesus
what
Christ.
truth you know about it, that fucking Caesar Borgia is always in your motherfucking head.
It is,
Forever.
no matter what. You know, but you know who I like to think about Jesus? I don't know if you ever watched Black Jesus, but I watched that show like a good 4 or 5 times already. I love it. I might watch it again since we're talking about
I've
it.
seen Black Jesus.
I fucking love that show. So now that's who I think of. I think about different scenes on Black Jesus, especially when he was trying to start the garden and ain't nobody have no faith. And he was like, why won't y'all believe in your boy? Like, let's get the garden. And then it was just like so many different, like, but it was like really dope. It was hood shit that was happening, but it was dope shit that was happening, you know, with it. And of course there was issues, you know, they wanted to start the garden and the gang members come and say, hey, you can't garden here, cuz. And so, you know, you had the back and forth thing with that. But like, you know, you follow Jesus, follow your boy. He got it. In fact, since I'm a white Black Jesus, yeah, I really fucking love that show. I love that show so much. I wish it was more of it. We need more Black Jesus. Oh, girl, you gotta watch the whole season.
I've seen one episode of it. Well, the Black Genius. See, there go that me trying to think of two things at one time, and the other thing in my head coming out.
Jesus and demons.
No, ain't no ice cream. That's what was the ice cream truck is outside. And I'm thinking about ice cream and telling her no.
Hilarious.
The Black Jesus image that I grew up on in my household was the holographic like one my daddy had. And I think he had Queen Sheba in there too. But you know, the nice looking, you know, chocolate tone.
I know the Queen Sheba joint you talking about because that's the joint.
I got that. Yeah, my dad had some fire ass shit though. My dad.
We all had the same fucking paintings in our crib.
Yeah,
I'm about to find you the Black Jesus we had. We had this one.
The one with the hologram on it, right? The holographic one where he had the locks or whatever. He was fine too. I was like, yeah. That's the Jesus I know. That's the Lord and Savior I want to save.
That's my Jesus.
That's
the one Jesus. I want to get me in a burning building. This the one. Right. So we had this one in the crib with Jesus looking up with the lazy eye.
Oh no,
I found that hilarious.
I ain't because like that one. That's
what texture
like
is that?
When he had on the that one looks like Dragonfly Martin right there.
Not Dragonfly Martin. I hate it here. Okay, so this one is called Pondering Jesus. Okay, cool.
He look mad at the motherfucker. He's like, I ain't about to say these motherfuckers. I'm
tired. Oh, this one right here. This the one.
That's the one.
Everybody had this Jesus. My Nana got this joint in the crib right now. Wait, it's another one. It's another one I know everybody got. Hold up. We gonna find it. My man look crazy with his hands open and they got the open wounds on his hand. Like, why they do my Jesus like that? Nobody want to see that shit.
Was he getting his nails painted?
That was a good one, dear.
They're going to Ethiopian Jesus. If you go back up a little bit, right there on the corner.
With the cigarette?
Nah, the one to the left, sis.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, my man's look like House Selassie, real hard right here.
Well, they say House Selassie was, you know, the direct bloodline of Jesus. Couldn't be Jesus; it had to be Yeshua. Oh, yeah. Yahweh, or whatever.
Yahweh is the name of God, and that's okay. So we haven't been pronouncing Yahweh correctly, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm not 1,000 on correctly pronouncing his name yet, because when you pronounce it correctly, you gotta do it with like, oh, I remember this stupid ass Jesus picture.
Like, you think Jesus still coming on Facebook saving y'all hoes? That was that Jesus.
That was that Jesus. Dang, they're not gonna show me the painting, but we seen the ones everybody got.
I love our ADHD.
For real, because we both got it bad. Like, all right, let's talk about Black Jesus real quick, even though we're supposed to be talking about Lilith.
We're gonna go down the rabbit hole.
We're gonna go down the rabbit hole. But yeah. Okay, so there was this brother, you know, I don't know, y'all know I've been on Zenergy podcast, and my man's is heavily into angels and demons, so he got me to get this book, and it's so wild because as I'm Googling the book, a fucking praying mantis show up on my computer screen. Now I got a dual computer screen, okay? Got two computer screens over here. The praying mantis literally showed up on the screen that I was researching the book. It didn't show up on the other one. It showed up on the one where, and I'm just like, wow, that's wild. So like, you know, I looked it up and they were like, yeah, praying mantis, they're like, you know, angels and shit like that. And I'm like, that's wild. So like, basically that was confirmation that I should get this book. So there's a specific way that you're supposed to pronounce that YHWH, you know, and I don't want to say it out loud, because I ain't there yet in my walk, and I don't want to call on him and then I turn around and smoke a blunt and then I'm going to hell. So like, I'm gonna chill off that. However, that is the exact pronunciation that Lilith gave when she was like, all right, beat me up, Scott, I'm getting the fuck out of the Garden of Eden. And then she did this, and then she was like, nah. She said it the right way, and then she was out of here, cuz. And that's how she did it.
Well, I get that it's supposed to be somewhat along the lines of Jehovah or whatever, and somewhat with Yahweh. I want
no, you know the caveman. You ever heard the caveman chant like it's along the lines of that.
Oh, Yahweh.
It's that kind of sound. That is
okay. Well, you know, the Lord knows our
dang,
heart.
you really gonna make me correct you right now? I just told you I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, you
just told you I don't want to say the nigga name right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't ready for him to come. No,
I mean, who says he gonna come? He gonna come with death?
I mean, he's not gonna come with nothing bad, but I'm not ready to be corrected right now.
You know what? That reminded me of when I used to go to church a long time ago when I was a kid, and my cousin was like, "Are you ready to get baptized?" He was like, I ain't ready to get baptized. I still got a whole lot of sinning left I gotta do. I was like, you know what, cuz? You motherfucker right. We were 15 at that time, so he wasn't lying.
Don't wash me yet, bro. I'm not done with this body yet. I don't want to be washed. I didn't ask for that shit. I still haven't been baptized yet. I'll let y'all know when I'm ready. I want to be baptized in the Red Sea, and let me tell you why. So, all right. So this is what had happened, right? Lilith in the Bible, right? And she was like, all right, Adam, you know, her and Adam were both created from the same soil. So it was that mindset that this is equality here. And this is the first argument, the recorded argument between the patriarchal and matriarchal energy. Because the debate was who gonna be on top. Now, I don't know about y'all. Me, right? Because that's the only way I arrive where I need to be is on top. I can't do it at the bottom. I guess I'm Lilith. That's my Lilith. I gotta be on top, or nothing's happening here for me. You're the only one having fun. And Adam was like, nah, fuck that. You gotta be down here missionary always. Know what I'm saying? Because I'm the man. Always. And that's the crazy part. So I love that you said that because in the Kabbalah, like when the rabbis teach about this part, that's what they're saying. Like, why wasn't it a compromise? Why couldn't we come to a compromise? Why did the patriarchal say, yo, you have to be underneath me, and if you're not underneath me, then like, you know, whatever.
Because we both were created equally. You know what I'm saying? We both were created equally the same way. So why should you have to rule over me? We're supposed to be rolling together, staying side by side. And that's really also what the rib representation is for as well. She was created from his side. Okay.
Well, that's why Eves are pick-me's, because they got picked from the rib. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. Which rib I'm going to pick? Number 1, number 12. Which one? All right.
Choose 5, the bottom one. I want a bottom bitch. But yeah, I'm not trying to go to hell making jokes about the Bible. Y'all making me itchy. Anyway.
Why are you going to hell? About the book that was remixed.
I'm starting to sweat.
It's hot, sis. It's summer. It's 95 degrees outside right
You
now.
sure? It feels like God looking at me like, there go the Lilith bitch right now. We found them. We found them. Not on a Sunday, Lord. Leave me alone.
I mean, well, we're summoning the dark energy today. You know what I'm saying? This is the topic that we're speaking. So, it is what it is. If we die today, Lord, there's no, I meant well.
Word. So that's how the rabbis teach. It's that concept of why couldn't they compromise? Why did Adam consistently keep saying you have to be beneath? Because they make it, they sum it up to one sentence. That's what it was about. But this was an ongoing thing. It was something that she was still putting up with and dealing with, but still being combated by, it's kind of like when you're in a relationship and the person keep trying to dominate you, you keep saying no. So this is like an ongoing back and forth because you're not listening to me.
Since I'm thinking of, and since that he was the person in charge of the garden, the naming of the animals, the discovering of the plants and naming those things, this and that and the third. So you're in charge in a certain position. Now, were they made at the same exact time? No.
Who? Adam and Lilith?
Yeah, were they made
Suppose how? Yeah. Okay. It was kind of like.
All right. So her position was only to be a wife, right? Or serve as, her wifely duties.
That's how they do it in the Bible. When we get into the Roman Catholic, that's when they dethroned the Aboriginal woman.
Okay.
But so originally speaking, that's not what it was about.
So let's get into why she was created then.
Why was Lilith and man created? I don't know. You got that? I don't have the creation of Lilith. You know what I have?
I have the creation of Lilith neither.
I have that her mother was Hecate. Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads, the light bearer. She's the goddess of witchcraft. Hecate was the go-to for a lot of our brujas and witches and so forth. That's who they invoke. And you probably heard about Hecate, and if you watch the Sabrina TV series, that's who they talk to because she is the goddess of the witches. She is the light bearer.
So she had a mother.
Yeah, that was Hecate. Hecate is also in alignment, full circle story. I love Hecate is actually the goddess, in alignment with Virgos prior to the Virgo energy as we know it today. When you get into the primordial energy, Hecate is Virgo. I found that interesting. It's like,
so Virgo's been around since the beginning of time, darling.
Okay. Once upon a time, everything was Virgo. It was the Virgo that split into the different signs. And then the latest split with Virgo was Libra and Scorpio, because Libra, Scorpio all used to be Virgo at one point, and then it's turned into Virgo, Libra, and then the Libra scale split into Libra, Scorpio. I found that tidbit interesting. I don't know where I read that from, but I read that years ago, and it just always been quoted in my head. And that's where
I'm just really trying to find exactly when, that I want to say that if they were both created at the same time, but somebody had to be created first, and maybe some minutes after the other one
that's like you saying it's dinner time and you making everybody plates, and they like, who plate you make it first? Nigga, I literally put the meat on everybody's plate, then the starch, then the vegetable. It's not about who's first. I made the plates. Take the plate and get the fuck out of my face. I think when it comes to Adam and Lilith is that kind of situation versus what Adam and Eve, it literally was. Adam was here, he picked Eve from the rib, and that was actually a part of the retribution towards Lilith. So it was kind of like Lilith against the whole patriarchal energy between God and Adam, because so they had the ongoing argument.
He wanted to exercise her her autonomy though.
Exactly, that was the point. So because while Adam,
nobody's governed over me except for the creator,
and that was her point. While Adam was trying to make her subservient, Lilith was never asking Adam to be subservient to her. That was never the request. I never asked you to be beneath me. I said, why aren't we equal? Why can't we compromise? Why can't we be here? But Adam was always like, no, I gotta be here, you gotta be down here. And so it's funny to me how they chose to demonize Lilith as a result of that, as if she was ever asking Adam to be beneath her, but that's not what it was. So she said the tetragrammaton, which is the proper name of God's name, and she, banished herself from the Garden of Eden. So Adam was upset. He sent 3 angels. He asked God to send 3 angels. God sent, and these are the angels' names for those of you guys that are into channeling angels: Sinoi, Sansanoi, and Samagaloth. So those are the 3 angels that were sent. They came to her in the Red Sea. So the Red Sea has like a very strong, history point as always being the promised water for people to go to for liberation. The people of Jerusalem, when they went to the Red Sea was parted for their liberation, and this is a symbolism of also the place where Lilith went. Now, remember when we did season 2 and we were talking about Enki and Alil and how there was no cap on procreation? We were just popping out babies, popping out babies, popping out babies. It was just nonstop procreation. So that's essentially what was happening. But God was punishing her because she didn't want to come back to the Garden of Eden. So as she's like popping out all these babies, God would kill 100 of them a day. So could you imagine being a mother having all these babies and God just killing like 100? Like, bro, that's a lot of mourning going on. So as a result to that, her response was kind of like, I feel like I'm supposed to be the devourer of children. So that's where the whole like demonization came into play, and now she eats children and she hunts women that are in childbirth and all that stuff. They demonized her. It's kind of like how they did all Aboriginals. They demonize us when we try to go for liberation.
Yeah, in the Hebrew text, her name means like night monster. And she is the demon of the night, who is a sexually wanton, who steals the babies in the darkness, and also she's stealing semen. Which I ain't gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind being a semen snatcher, you know what I'm saying? Snatcher souls, like but
that was just their way of demonizing her because she wanted liberation. But isn't that what they do to the woman today? There's nothing new under the sun. You see, like Aries is in Aries right now, right? And Aries is the divine primordial energy of a woman. And Aries has been in this energy of new beginnings in Aries since 1925. You think about the 1920s, in that space and time, there was a lot of, the women's movement, movement. You feel me? And then Setna, which is another primordial divine feminine energy that's associated with like the Liliths and things. She's been in, goddess realms since the 1800s when the suffrage started. We had, our Sojourner Truth and Susan B. Anthony. So these primordial goddess energies have been demonized because it goes against the patriarch. And it's crazy because we're not even trying to make them subservient to us. And it's not even entirely equality, because I understand your brawn and your strength. Otherwise, we wouldn't have created y'all.
Right. I just want you to let me have a turn on top during sex, sir. Because it can get boring down there.
Why can't we be on top? Not just in sexual creation, but in all creation, in governmental creation and corporate creation. But you see that happening anyway with Aries and Aries. Is like, women are taking over in a lot of different ways, whether it's in music, in movies, even behind the camera on producing and stuff like that. Like shouts to J-Lo and Regina King, because y'all killing this shit. The what's the other lady name? It comes to me at a weird moment, but she do mad whimsical movies. The light skinned girl with the locks. It's a lot of goddesses that are in front of and behind the camera that are doing like really dope things. That Lilith, energy full circle. What else?
I'm thinking about the chick who played in Men in Black. For some reason, I'm thinking about her.
Oh, the Janelle Monáe's girlfriend.
Huh?
Well, she's not her girlfriend no more.
Yeah, I'm thinking about her. She's coming to my mind for something. For some reason. Yeah, the one that played in Creed, in fact. Or is that even the same chick? Yep, because they got that nose.
Yeah,
they got that Michael Jackson nose. They look like Michael Jackson. She looked like Michael Jackson. Yep. After the surgery. Yep.
This is her. I cannot think of her name for the life of me. Hold on. Her. Why are you always doing that? Oh, because I didn't add it. Her. She does a lot of movies. And then, of course, you got Issa Rae behind the camera now, too.
You guys know, man.
Oh.
a little more. Por favor.
Her name probably gonna pop up now. Ava DuVernay. That's her name.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that. You could bet me on my last dollar I wouldn't have guessed her.
I wouldn't have guessed that neither. But she's doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff too. All in alignment with the Liliths. We're at the top. And Lilith in the transit chart right now is in Leo. So you have that connection with the divine feminine. Leo is a divine masculine energy associated with Orunmila, which is, one of the, primordial gods of creation. So you have this primordial goddess of creation and this primordial god of creation in alignment right now in our third eye simulation. So you'll see the Liliths start to be more appreciated, as you do. The Liliths are coming through as readers, spirit guides. You have all these diviners all over YouTube and all these different places, and those are Liliths. They're going against the grain of the patriarchal society, and they are starting to be appreciated and complimented more with the divine masculine energy that recognizes them. There's the amounts of atoms and the atom mentality is starting to decrease. However, it's causing those who do have an atom mentality to get louder so they can stay heard. And that's why you see a lot of that gender war shit happening on Instagram, because they're scrambling to keep up that Adam and Eve narrative.
The divine feminine is returning. Okay. Ain't no stopping.
It's here. We've been here since the 1800s, and we're going to keep being here, and we're going to keep growing. And every patriarchal, landmine that gets placed in our journey, we just want to conquer it.
Always been here.
Yeah, we've always been here.
Always been here. We just got on pause, during that era or whatever. We got slowed down, but we still always been there.
I should.
The beginning and in the end. And I want to say Lilith was probably created. True that they was probably created at the same time, but she was created first. Like there's two twins. Twins are born at the same time, but same day, but one is done before the other.
I find that easy to believe, especially when you think about the womb and how every egg is born feminine before the masculine, chromosome takes control. So
exactly,
that comes back to the Adam and Eve situation, where like Eve is like, okay, equal, what is that, XX versus XY?
I think it's just XY. Let's look it up. Did we do well in biology?
I did good when I was in school.
Yeah, when I was in school too, but I think it's XY for
I was right. XX is women. X is
okay, and just X is men.
Yeah, XY is men, and that's why that man, when that Adam gene comes in, that man gene comes in, it takes over. And that's why you have boys being born, ignoring the feminine self. That's a nice, parallel to the way the masculine moves. The masculine moves throughout life, ignoring their feminine energy.
But X comes before Y though, so she was created first.
Ashe.
It's necessary. You gotta have a nurturer. You gotta have a nurturer first.
Everything starts from mother first, whether it's Tiamat, Gaia, Lilith, Yamoja. It always comes through the womb first. It has to. There's no number higher than 9, and 9 is supposed to resemble a mother with supple breasts or with child or whatever. That's why they have Mommy Wata with the saggy titties. Because she's associated with 9 and Yamoja, the divine womb.
Right. It's not done yet. It gotta simmer a little more, baby. She just chopped up onions in the spaghetti. Them onions are not simmered yet, baby. They're not how they need to be yet.
So in order to remove that spell, remember I was talking about how Lilith was having like 100 kids. She was having more than 100 kids. It was just 100 of them were dying a day. So in order to remove the spell, whatever, she agreed that she would not bother women that are in childbirth or bother, children, as long as they wore a special kind of amulet. So the Jews will walk around with a certain kind of amulet to prevent Lilith and the other, night monsters that she had given birth to, quote unquote, from getting them.
Well, hold up now. Because who she have any kids by?
So the rumor is, okay, here's a couple rumors. One of them is the archangel Samuel. Samael he was the angel that was, given. They said that he was the one that seduced the serpent that told Eve to eat the apple. I think that's petty.
Because she told that motherfucker to do that shit. Because
when you get your new dude.
In there.
That's what I said. I was like, that's some petty shit. You heard me. That's some telenovela shit right there. So he had seduced the serpent to tell Eve to eat the apple. That's one. And then it was also rumored that her and Adam had got back together and started procreating. But because it was 130-year period between the killing of Abel and the birth of Seth, right? And mind you, we used to live a whole lot longer, and the time used to be different back then. So what's the year?
Yeah, our years were in dog years back then.
Yeah. So 130 years, it's not that long. So in between that period of time, Adam was sad, and he, kind of didn't want to fuck with Eve anymore, So he, started having demon children. And they had this thing. So in between those years of Abel and Seth, men were not supposed to sleep alone. They weren't allowed to sleep in their homes alone. It was a Bible verse about that, telling them they can't sleep alone lest the night monsters were going to come and seduce them. So I guess niggas was just out here getting raped, bro.
Oh, yeah. Lilith was out there living her best life, snatching those souls.
Stealing that semen.
Stealing that semen, baby.
So they had the original City Girls up. So, they had the law out there, men can't sleep alone. So they was out there collecting their Eves or whatever, knocking these bitches on the head with the club and bringing them back to their caves. And
yeah.
During that period, it said that Adam had children with Lilith. But then also remember, so Lilith is during a time before Eve. So my assumption is that Lilith could be asexual primordial goddess as well, because there's that mindset that we used to have our own children by ourselves.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, she might have been asexual. And yeah, after she left out the Garden of Eden, because I'm like, who was she having sex with? Like, okay, if the angels came down and had sex with her, well, from experience, in the Mesopotamia era, they were giants, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking, in the sense that she was asexual, producing children of her own, and what was the purpose though?
I mean, at that point in time, when we go back to the second season,
we were supposed to be fruitful, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So that's just what we were doing. That's what we did. They called her. They tried to claim that her offspring were the incubus and the succubus, and that's where like all that sexual energy. They just hypersexualized this goddess because she is so fertile. And they made the fertility about sex. But it really sounds like Yamoja, you hear me? Like, because Yamoja was raped. And in an attempt to go, like, kill herself, she climbed to the top of a mountain and went to jump off. And in the process of jumping off, she gave life to 14 Orisas. And that's, the 7 chakras as we know it. And at 14, because, we deal with the 14 colonies and all things. Jacob had 14 sons and 14 stars in Orion's belt. We got 14 colonies. Because you think about the 13 colonies and the 14th is DC, with the phallus being, in the middle. And that's the story of Asar and Auset. How Asar was chopped into 13 pieces, and his 14th piece was the thumb that Asar gave him for his penis or whatever. That's the phallus in DC with the water underneath.
That's an exchange, boy. Like, your thumb is gonna be your dick now, baby.
Girl, you can't grab nothing for the rest. Like, you really gave up the thumb. All the fingers you could have gave up. The thumb is crazy. Like, what bottles are you
putting it on my dick? You put it in replacement of my dick.
There's longer fingers than the thumb.
That's what I'm saying.
You could have did the middle finger, sis. You ain't have to do all that. The thumb
is ugly. Look at the thumb. It's an ugly motherfucker.
Oh, that's where the curves come from.
Anyways, back to the subject and matter.
For real.
What kind of exchange is that?
You gave me a curve, sis.
It does have a curve. It does have a curve. What the fuck is that, girl? I'm working with a monster here. That thing that flicker bicker. That when they call it down here. That when they call it down here in Georgia, a flicker bicker. I'm like, what is that?
Oh no!
First time, I'm like, what? Yeah,
that's terrible.
That's a horrible curse. Just kill me.
For real. For real.
Like, ain't nobody gonna give me no play out. No, you know what? That's a lie. I knew this one guy. He was a Scorpio. His name was Alvin.
Alvin Scorpio. That sounds like a selfish ass nigga.
He was, and his thing was only this big. Literally. Maybe my pinky. Is my pinky and my thumb the same? My thumb's a little longer than my pinky. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, say it was my pinky. Minus the nail. All right.
Was it hitting though? Because sometimes they be hitting stuff.
It was like we were
surprisingly.
It was like we were rubbing each other clits. So it's like I was having sex with a hermaphrodite, you know what I'm saying, who just happened to have a little penis left over.
I had that experience before, and it was funny because it happened, you know, when he was inebriated. So I was in my head like maybe it was because he was inebriated. I'll wait till the morning time, you know, try again, see what happened. Try it again in the morning. I was like, oh no, this is it. So
it was no penetration.
This happening. Is it.
It was no penetration happening. We were literally rubbing each other's parts together. We were literally doing the scissor. So I felt like I had a full lesbian experience with a stud. I think he was a stud. Because ain't no way he had baby penis like that. Who he said that we were talking about? Because that was him. That was definitely him. Yeah. Now he gotta live the rest of his life like that. Ooh, boy. When it start working one day. Ooh. Anyway, that was the only Scorpio I've ever had, and that turned me off from all Scorpios. I'm like, all of them got thumb penis.
Okay, so I had a couple, and they wasn't little, but they knew what to do with it. I mean, they wasn't like super big, but they knew what like they were very. One of them was a pleaser, and I think that was because he was a Virgo moon. The other one was he was selfish, but that he had a lot of Scorpio Sagittarius placements. Like that man did not care if I did anything, but he talked a good game though, and that's what kept me on. I'm a person of words. I got a lot of Virgo placements. You can tell me anything and put the rose-colored glasses on.
Aww.
I be in my head like it's not. It's funny.
Cause the sex be good. The sex
it do be good.
Bullshit. We can get consumed in the sex, yo. Like damn, like yo. Long as I get a fucking orgasm, like okay, I might forgive this motherfucker.
I be in my head like it's not that bad. This actually
it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. Like at least if he still have sex with me, he still probably likes me a lot and love me.
I mean, he love nobody but himself. He weird. He was an Adam. He was an Adam that will oversex himself to justify, his disdain for women. And right. I'm like, bro, that's weird. I meet a lot of unhealed women because you're an unhealed man, sir. What the fuck are you talking about? You meet unhealed women and your first instinct is to sleep with them. Okay. When I meet unhealed men, I don't want to be like, ooh, let me sex with you. Like that's not.
You be eating unhealed men, sis? You be eating unhealed men? You're a man eater?
Oh yeah, I eat them. I do. I have eaten them. I won't lie to you, and that's why I try to stay away from soft men. Especially like Cancer men. I try to stay away from them in that aspect because I'm gonna eat you, bro. Please leave me alone. You don't want this. Because the moment you piss me off, you gonna hate me.
No, thank you.
The moment I'm in your space and I'm hungry, you gonna hate me. You don't want this. Ain't what you want. I'm not for no water babies. I am not for you.
Oh, Aquarius. They can go to hell. Oh, I'm sorry. They air.
They air.
Why
I haven't tried. I haven't. No, I had. No. He was a Pisces, I think. Valentine's Day is Aquarius or Pisces?
Pisces are water. It's Pisces, probably Pisces.
Pisces on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my cousin's birthday, the one who passed, the one who got killed. Rest
Oh
in peace.
shit.
Rest in peace, Barry.
For real. R.I.P. Barry. That's my little brother birthday too.
That was our Saturn return episode.
Oh yeah, which is interesting. Okay, cool. That was a nice alignment too. Shouts to the cuz.
Yeah, because the birthday, because death date just passed. July 3rd. This bug made this spaghetti is busting.
It's good. That's good. Get
It's
it,
good.
sis.
My baby trying to prove a point. She was like, "Mama, I know how to make my spaghetti."
So
But
in the Kabbalah, they had Lilith as the demonic reflection to the feminine energy of God. So on the sphere of life, they have her at the fifth sphere. So we're talking about Heru Kahuti in terms of the Neterus, but in terms of the so we over here with it with the fifth sphere, but in terms of the Kabbalah, this is Javura, Sephirah Javura, Gevurah, and this is the fifth sphere of 10, and this is the second sphere of action, which is strict justice. So this is seen as God's mode of punishing the wicked and judging humanity. You see how like she, removed herself from the garden, and he was just adamant on punishing her like to certain severities, and then even attempted to replace her, which ain't that what all men do? Like, I'm gonna replace you with a pick me that's gonna let me get away with my bullshit. Like, it's really nothing new under the sun. Ooh, that was a crazy spell in the Bible.
We women, we say it, but we don't actually always act upon it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get a new motherfucker. Like, but we don't actually do it right then and there. But man, when he say that shit to you, like,
he mean that shit. He's
Yeah,
gonna
he
oversex
really
himself
gonna
until he gets over
He
you.
really about that action. Like, damn.
And
He about to
jokes on
doggy
him
replace you.
because he ended up having children that killed each other. You had Cain and Abel, which is the first murder in the Bible, and he was so depressed by that murder or whatever, he ended up breaking up with Eve any fucking way. So jokes on you, motherfucker. Should have stayed with Lilith and learned how to compromise. You wouldn't have.
I didn't know they broke up. I thought they lived happily ever after and died.
No, there are certain parts, that people, well, where did my notes say, like, I don't know. I'm gonna get to it. It's gonna pop up in my head after this conversation. The Dead Sea Scrolls, that's what it is. The Dead Sea Scrolls, the Qumran, Qumran section. That's when they talk about Cain and Abel and Seth being born, and then Adam separating from Eve and becoming a father of ghosts and demons. And then so Lilith being associated with the fifth sphere, right? This is associated with man, God's punishment, but it's opposite to the chesed, which is chesed, which is kindness and unaccountability. So the mindset was like in the Bible, God had created the firmament between the waters, right, to separate the upper and lower waters. He created the firmament, but so the firmament was growing, and at some point he had to say stop. He had to create that limitation there. So that's the mindset of Lilith, or the fifth sphere, is that limitation that has to happen for discipline and for solidifying things. Because if you let it go on forever, it kind of takes away the appreciation of what it is. Like one example they gave, which I felt because I'm a mother and I'm pretty sure you'll feel it too, is when you're watching your children, you can either be in alignment with the chesed that keeps giving them unaccountability. I'm going to keep throwing myself on the dagger for you. So like every time, like, okay, when your child is learning how to walk, always trying to say, your child learning how to walk, and you keep trying to help them, That's the chesed, chesed.
Right.
You're not letting them be accountable. You keep catching them. That's that infinite love. but at some point you have to have a limit, and you
You
gotta
gotta let
let
them
them
go.
fall. And that's where you get to the fifth sphere. That's the Lilith. And they try to demonize that energy because it creates limitations and restrictions, especially when it's overactive. You don't want to become so restricted that you lose the mindset of that infinite love. At the same token, that infinite love has to have restrictions for a certain level of appreciation, discipline, order, and things of that nature. And so
And
they
that's
try
where
to
the masculine
demonize that
energy
out.
comes in there, because that's what the masculine energy does. You know what I'm saying? But except when our daddies do that shit, it's like they cut that shit completely off.
Yeah, yeah.
The mother masculine energy, though, she doesn't, she may do it for a little while, you know what I'm saying, to try to teach you, you know what I'm saying? But the father does it as a punishment.
Right. That's the difference. The father does it as a punishment, where the mother is doing it to reserve personal and emotional space. You need
Right.
structure. And I'm gonna show you this is as far as my love can go. After this, you gotta like keep pushing yourself forward. So to function in this world, we need good judgment and limitations. And we have to learn how to limit our limitations as well. Because when Lilith becomes overactive, you'll find yourself suppressing a lot about yourself, to the point where when other people are in their natural form, it bothers you. So, like, for our Liliths out here that are over limiting their liberation, like, bro, if it's hot outside, I'm not wearing no fucking clothes. What the fuck are you talking about? So,
Right.
but
And I
you
used to cover
have
myself up a lot, too. I can understand that.
nah, when it's
Because
hot,
of the mindset of other
sunshine
people.
naked. Exactly.
The
Those
mindset of other people, like
limitations.
I was already kind of like curvaceous up top or whatever. And I have a lot of leg. Even I was like scrutinized about that in school.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I never
okay,
had
you
boobs.
can't
It
wear
was my
shorts
butt.
like you can't wear shorts like this. Even because I didn't have any hips or like a huge ass or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I was shaped like a letter P, like Dolly Parton or whatever. So, but I had long legs. You know what I'm saying? They're 5'9" since I was probably like in 8th grade, maybe. But the day I decided I want to wear shorts on a hot summer day, like my shorts are like too short. Why are my shorts too short? Because they go past your fingertips. You put on your fingertips. I have long fingers. Do you see my hands? Like, ma'am, and my arms are longer. So
That was the
that's an
dumbest rule
unfair.
ever. Because I got long
That's
ass
an unfair
arms.
rule for you to put me in, because there are certain, exceptions to that fucking rule, which is me. My arms are longer. My torso is long. You know what I'm saying? My legs are long.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like straight up. Straight up. And I ain't even the tallest of the tallest women. You know what I'm saying? But I have a pretty good wingspan. But anybody else who's petite or smaller, they could wear them. And so from then I have to wear like jeans or whatever. And I never like knickerbockers or capris. I'm like, what's the purpose of capris? They're
They
ugly.
like high waters. They like fancy
Yeah,
high waters to me. I was
exactly. They
raised not
don't
to
look
wear
right
them
on tall
shits.
people. They don't look right on tall people. You know what I'm saying? But short people, they look cute in them. They can roll them, cuff them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When they're cute, when they're petite, it's cute.
My
So I
calves were
got,
too thick to
into the condition of
appreciate.
wearing. Yeah, I just got, set into the condition of wearing jeans all the time. It don't matter how hot it was, and sometimes I'm still like that until now. But now that I'm at the age of 36, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what the hell it is I can wear. I don't care if people looking at me crazy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time it ain't people looking at me crazy. It's me thinking that. But people are looking at me like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I'm gonna show these motherfucking legs because it's hot. It's 95 degrees outside. Like, why do I have to cover up all the time? And even like with my large chest or whatever, like, I still try to keep like a t-shirt on or something. But I really want to wear crop tops. And if I could wear crop tops and get away with it, I would. Because it's too goddamn hot outside. Mind as if I had a belly or not. Shit. It's hot. And I should be able to walk around like that. Really, I want to walk around naked. But I can't.
That's what I really want to do. And the Lilith in me, because my Lilith is in Sagittarius in my tropical chart. So for me, it's like being adventurous, going against the grain of things. Knowledge. My knowledge is what helps me rebel. That is my rebellious tool. And I'm also a sapiosexual. I love to be around men that I learn from. It's do something to my spirit. Like, tell me more, baby. I love to hear it. And then happening in a fire energy is just being mindful of finding limitations to my patience, to my outbursts, to like, you know, finding proper limitations to my fire energy without over restricting my fire energy. You have to learn how to limit your limitations as you give yourself. Otherwise, you'll explode everywhere. You'll explode at, you know, places that you can't control. And then my Lilith is in the 4th house. So my home and family. So like when it comes to my home and family, I'm the black sheep, or I was raised by the black sheep. And my dad is definitely the black sheep. My mom was definitely the black sheep. You know, I definitely have 2 parents that like, and I'm the only person with my parents. Like I don't have any siblings that have the same mom and dad as me. So I literally got both of the black sheeps in the family and made me. And I really don't feel like I fit in with either sets of my siblings, whether it's my maternal or my paternal. But I love them both the same. But I just like, I feel like I always felt like alone.
So is like, that a bad situation?
It's not bad. When I was a child, I felt lonely. I still feel lonely. I do. I did catch that. Catch that, John the sea goat. You got that. I don't feel like it's bad. It gets lonely sometimes. I feel very lonely sometimes because in my mind, my indoctrination is home and family. You know, this is family, this is family, this is family. But what do you do when you always feel like you don't fit in around this family? You know, it always feels like there's something missing or there's something different, or like you get excluded a lot. Like when I was at my dad's house, you know, his girlfriend always made sure like I knew what my mom did versus what she does. And then she was a liar on top of that. You know, Scorpios be lying like shit. So like you lying about what you doing versus what my mother does. And then, you know, I come to my mom's house, and then, you know, I had the energy with my with who she was dating. You know, my Chiron is in Cancer. My mom was dating a Cancer. And like I do have a lot of wounds in my heart from that man. You know, he hurt me a lot, you know, throughout my life, you know, off and on, whatever. So, you know, I had that being ostracized because I wasn't the biological child, you know, around my siblings. So it's just like, you know, I just always felt that. I just always felt that. But that comes from, you know, the Lilith in the 4th house, and also my Chiron is in Cancer in the 4th house as well. So, you know, both of them are actually kind of a little hurtful. So for those of you guys that's watching, you know, if you know where your Lilith past placement is, talk to the goddess. Let's talk about your Lilith placement and how, you know, it affects you and stuff like that. Fearsome powers of the divine punishment and wrath of the world. When you get into your actual like Lilith, this is what you are referring to. You're referring to your dark side, which is called the Citra aura. You know, in the Kabbalah, this is the point along the moon's orbit when it's the furthest from the earth. This is the, you know, it's said that, you know, the Lilith is the daughter of Hecate, which is the goddess of witchcraft and, you know, the light bearer. Inner shadow. This area where your Lilith is placed at, this is where you put your foot down. I do like to put my foot down with my knowledge. You know, I love to know stuff because knowing stuff makes me feel empowered. This is also where you place your boundaries, you express your anger, your inner authority, your sensuality and sexuality, and how you choose or don't choose to go against the grain. So, you know, I'm gonna keep using my Sagittarius as an example, but like, you know, expressing my anger with the impatience of fire, using intellect is definitely my inner authority as well as my alignment with Maya. I don't play around it. But where I could get, you know, messed up at is like sensuality, because Sagittarian energy is ruled by Obatala. We know Obatala was a drunk. You know, in my early years, like high school, early college, I don't want to say I was like a drunk, but I did drink a lot. I did eat a lot. I smoke a lot, you know, I did do a lot of consumption, a lot of, you know, I had a lot of sex. I did, like, I was very much into the sacral chakra energy or whatever. So it was like learning how to have limitations with that without over limiting myself. Like, yeah, I can still like these things, but within reason. I've learned to like, I've chose to completely restrict myself with the drinking thing, and now I just dabble. Like, I might drink. Lately, I have been craving a drink. I don't know what that is, but I want some Prosecco so fucking bad.
Prosecco?
Yes.
Oh, that's the Italian.
Bro, I hate these niggas and these stupid ass bikes. I swear to
Them
God. I do.
ATVs and them bikes, yeah.
Cause
They used to
like
be like that in Baltimore a lot.
you're nowhere near any type of dirt or desert energy.
They never, girl. They are.
You're
street
driving them things
riders.
on the street. They're not
They
street
are
riders
street
though.
They're professionals with that shit though. I
Those
used to enjoy
vehicles are
touring.
not for the streets. They're for dirt. The fuck.
They for the streets, sis.
These niggas for the streets, not them fucking bikes.
But I feel you on that in that sense. So basically, what you're Sagittarius or whatever shit, you had to learn those boundaries within your sacral chakra.
Because this is where my destructive behavior is as well.
Exactly.
I can be so sucked up in the sensual world or even knowledge or even the spiritual realm that like I start becoming destructive.
Now with mine, mine is in Gemini. So my constructive behavior, okay, can be in communication, influence, and information. Now, I can have a positive influence, or I can have a negative one. I can communicate with you. I can communicate, positively with you, or I can communicate negatively with you. I can tear a person apart with words. Okay. Me being more aware of people's feelings and more empathizing with people or whatever. I try to choose my words wisely. Sometimes I don't, but I don't always do that. Okay. But now, so more that I'm older and wiser, I try to, because before I used to say what the hell I want. And I probably still got loose lips like that. But it's all for the greater good.
What house is it in, sis?
11, sis.
Oh, that's your friendships, your social awareness, your social circles.
Yeah, I care a lot about my friends. It's always me and family of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Family with me is friends and, biological, kinship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I care a lot about people. So, yeah, I care a lot about people. My friends become my family. But I can cut them motherfuckers off now. Like, I cut off my family. I just decided to unblock all my family members on my mother's side.
I didn't.
Hey, y'all. After, 8 months?
I didn't even block nobody. I just stopped talking to them. And every now and then, I'll look on their story and like some shit.
I blocked their asses. But my mother had a great time at the family reunion. After I cussed all their asses out, they knew not to play my mother. And that's what I wanted.
Respect.
I don't care about me not being invited to no family reunion. Fuck it.
Right. Just be nice to my mom before I fuck shit up. Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, you said my 11th house deals with friends. My relationship with my friends or whatever.
Yeah, that's the Aquarius house.
Attachments? Detachments
and attachments, your social awareness, things of that nature.
And I can detach easily. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could be like, oh my God, this is a dope ass person. Like, we should become friends.
Right.
I'd be like, they be on some weird shit. Maybe they should be an associate. And then they'd be like, yeah, they really trying to play with me. I don't want them as my friend. It could be long lived or short lived, baby. You let me know which way you wanted to go.
It was the children of Lilith that was given the incubus and the succubus titles. They just really hated this woman. Like, you and your children can go to hell.
But first of all,
because she didn't
want to a little bit.
Let Adam run her. What's up? Can you stop?
Let's ask ourselves, what does Lilith represent, though? You know what I'm saying? As far as with us, what does Lilith represent with us?
Lilith is a representative of divine feminine liberation. Mm-hmm. She is the feminine opposition to the patriarchal energy. She was the goddess of fertility. You think about it, she was having babies on babies on babies prior to Eve doing the bullshit.
They don't want to get that to her.
They don't want to give that to her.
Fertility is only in the light of, you know what I'm saying, when there's you giving birth and you're successful at your birthings, but fertility is able to produce a child.
She would have been successful had God wasn't killing her babies, though. It wasn't that she was having stillborns because she was unable to give birth. She was having stillborns because God was punishing her because she wasn't being subservient to Adam and she wouldn't go back to the Garden of Eden. This goddess was willing to sacrifice being in the land of milk and honey for her liberation. And, stop it.
You can still be fertile and still be able to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to carry the baby full term. Doesn't mean that you're not fertile. You're fertile hell if you have a baby, you get pregnant, you have to carry a baby for a month and lose it or whatever.
Agreed. But God was killing the baby. We can't lose sight of the fact that God was literally killing the babies. It wasn't her. It wasn't natural causes. It wasn't because she was just terrible at having children. She was fertile. She's the primordial mother. And she was being punished by the patriarchal energy that was coming in trying to take over her. And because they couldn't take over the primordial mother, they decided to create a carbon copy of Eve. And Eve fucked it up because even though they made a carbon copy of Eve, she still had an inkling in her that wanted to be like a Lilith. Otherwise, she wouldn't have ate the apple of knowledge. Otherwise, she'd have been like, because Adam and God said no, and I got to be subservient to them. So even though they made a clone, they still couldn't get rid of that energy that wanted to know, that wanted to rebel, that wanted to be, on the own 2 feet.
And that's the beauty of being a woman or having the feminine energy, because you have the will to want to know why.
I sure.
You got to have the reason. You got to have the details.
Right.
And the divine masculine energy doesn't want you to have details. Just want to set something, and that's how it's supposed to play out. But if you look at it on the chessboard, the queen is the strongest piece.
And she can go places the king can't go.
She can go places the king cannot go. He moves in a few directions, and that's it. You know?
And then she went to the waters to get.
Let me go over here and figure out what the hell kind of moves I can make over here. Let me go over there and figure out what moves I can make over here before I send my king out there, because his weak ass can only move one way in direction.
Right. Adam be in the way, bro. That's the thing. Like, I need Adams out here to know that y'all in the fucking way. Like, let us make our moves. Like, we're not trying to take y'all over. And I think that's what it is. It's the same fear that Adam had.
Like, y'all still to make your moves.
Yeah, we still need y'all. Ain't nobody trying to take over y'all or have y'all, bending the knee or nothing crazy. We want our space to do what we supposed to do, and y'all really keep us from doing what we supposed to do because y'all afraid we gonna do y'all how y'all been doing us, and we're the mother of sons. We don't. Even the woman that abandons her child and abuses her child because she's in a certain mental state. When you put her in the courtroom, which is also a symbol of Lilith, it's the courtroom. When you put her in the courtroom, you still going to invoke these words of caring. Like, my baby wouldn't stop crying, and I helped her stop crying forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, my mental state wasn't cool. Granted, I didn't do da-da-da-da. But you gotta listen to the context of the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same. I can abandon my child, and I still got that energy. Men don't have that. Men will abandon their child and go have more children, be top stepdaddy of the world, Craig, and don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck, bro. Don't give a fuck. And then get mad when the child pop up out of nowhere, like, ooh, why'd you come back? Go back where you were. Where your mom at?
Danya, come get this picnic, man. Come get this picnic, man. Me can't take the header. Come get this picnic, man. Like, bro, you better deal with you.
Exactly.
That's you right there. Still, that's half of you.
Energy is different.
You don't want to deal with yourself.
So of course, in the Bible they demonize this goddess. In the book of Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 14. It was like Isaiah was in the woods. And he seen Lilith, in the desolate place. And that's what they're trying to say. Lilith is out there in the woods. No. Lilith is she's at the Red Sea living her best life, giving life. And then they so the story of Isaiah is after the Iliad of Gilgamesh. So in the story of Gilgamesh, we go to Inanna. You know, Inanna is in alignment with Ishtar.
Ilnana.
So she wanted to make her own throne, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she had built this special tree. It's called I kept saying hoopla because I refuse to try to read the fucking word. The hoopla tree. So so it's called the hulupu tree. This is a Sumerian poem. So we're going back before the Bible. We're in the Sumerian times right now, before we get to Isaiah. So she builds this tree or whatever so that she could make her throne. And you know, of course, when you put a tree in the middle of the forest, mad shit want to grow on it. So you know, there was a dragon around the tree. A bird had, you know, made a nest on top of the dragon, and then Lilith was around there too. So Gilgamesh came and he killed the dragon that was on the tree, and so the bird flew away, and then Lilith ran away. So then we get to the story of Isaiah, and Isaiah is like, dang, I was in the woods and I saw Lilith. That's where she went after Gilgamesh did what he did. That's wild, you know. And that was what they were trying to say. But they really trying to demonize her because she goes against the patriarchal thing. In the 1960s is when Lilith became the symbolism of femininity. There was a writer named Lily something. She wrote a magazine and she named the magazine Lilith. And that's when Lilith became the symbol for women's empowerment and the independence of women. The children she gave birth to were called Lilies and Liliths, and those were spirits that died young. And what they do is, and this comes back to the mindset that men are not supposed to be sleeping alone. But it was like, you know, they would come into the rooms of those that slept alone and they would sex them and they would try to grab them because these were the husbands that they couldn't have because they died young.
Because shit, I done had sex with them. Them motherfuckers that can't have sex with me 10 times in a wet dream.
They were the incubi because you have the succubus, which is right, the women, and the incubus is the men, and then the men were the lilies while the women were the Liliths, or vice versa. I don't fucking know.
That'd be the best sex I ever had, yo.
When you raping?
No, I mean in my sleep.
Oh,
like wet dream.
Oh yeah, it do be the best. It do be the best. I'm here because they always know what to do. They know exactly what to do.
They know exactly what to do. And seriously, like, it's not rape because I'm consenting to sex, you know what I'm saying, in the dream, in the realm that I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time. So it's not the fucking rape. Like, it's being consented in my head while I'm asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that rape shit. Maybe they just say it's rape or whatever. Maybe they tell the women to say that it's motherfucking rape or whatever, but it ain't rape. Okay? Mm-hmm. We are willingly consenting to these wet dreams. Just like the men are consenting to these wet dreams. Okay?
It'd be a lot of like foreplay happening. So I know it's consensual because I have a lot of opportunities to say no.
I've been waking up looking for them.
Right? Where are you at though? And then you see who's really laying next to you, like, oh, he's not here.
Yo, those things been coming to me as a kid, yo. Like, I think probably like when I was like at 13, right when I was at the advancement of my puberty age, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, they started coming to me like more and more or whatever. And I'm like, why am I looking for them in Snicker bars?
Not in Snicker bars.
I don't think it's that. He was like, here's a tip.
I'm over here riding my bike and shit with fucking navigators in my pocket. Like, where you at? Where you at?
Oh my God, it's so funny though. But y'all, listen. I know y'all had sex with one of these incubus or succubus before, okay?
And it was great.
Tell me if it was not great sex. Like, you know, I wake up thinking about that sex like, you know, 3 days later, like as if I really had some, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy though it came to me as a child because I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, what was going on as a preteen or a teenager, early, you know, young teenager, way before I ever thought about having sex. But as an adult, them bitches don't even come no more. They were like, nah, she's too advanced now. Like, nah, we ain't gonna come to her then. Nah. Nah.
I've always been hypersexualized, and I don't know if that's because my joint is in Sagittarius, but like, you know, I dealt with like being molested as a child. But this is a crazy thing. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I was cool with the shits. It wasn't like I felt like I was being raped or something bad was happening. And I
Yeah, you
wonder
thought
what
you was
his
playing the game, huh?
yeah, I thought we was playing a game. I thought this was, you know, our alone time. This was something to look forward to.
And you
And once
kept it a secret.
exactly, I kept it a secret. And so like I would like to, and like it wasn't until I turned like 12, 13 years old and I started adding 1 + 1 = 2. I was like, oh, I'm disgusted with myself and my sexuality. Cause what the fuck? That wasn't a cool thing to like. But you know, as a child, you don't know no better. Like this was the individual that introduced me to like sex. So like, you know,
Yeah.
and that was when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So like,
Mm.
you know, following thereafter, like I did have like a sense of a libido. You know, I was, you know, unfortunately I was one of those like quote unquote fast ass girls because I had that sensation. So,
All of
you
us had
know,
that sensation.
yeah, because
All
you
of
have
us had
infants
all of
rubbing
our
their
little clits
diapers.
tingled. All of
Hmm.
our little clits tingled, whether we were having sex or not having sex.
Right.
Okay.
I just had the
We just didn't
actual
know what
like
it
sex
was.
introduced to me early because
Right.
you know, I even
You just
remember
could
my
identify why it was happening. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I couldn't at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there was a boy who tried to force me to have sex at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally tried to, like, you want to talk about rape or whatever? Like he was the same age I was or whatever. But he said he was gonna punch me in my face if I don't, like, you know, try to. If I don't, why the hell he wanted to sit on top of me and pull down his pants? I could not understand. Like I'm sitting in the chair, you're gonna sit on me? Like what? Like what is that? And he talking about he's gonna punch me in my face if I don't let him do it. I'm like, well, you got to punch me then. We're going to be fighting because I don't understand why you trying to do this. Yeah, that was forceful. And I don't even know where that shit came from. I just remember that shit. Like, well, I remembered it, but that's not one of the stories I had to tell. That's one of the stories I haven't told in a long time. Yeah. He was dead. He was really trying to rape me. Like, yeah.
You probably gay now.
Yeah, probably so. I hope he got ass fucked 1,000 times beyond his will, you know? Because, yeah, you trying to force me to do something I don't even know about. And I didn't understand, like, what your intention was. And then you going to punch me? You say you going to threaten to punch me? Like, yeah, we was going to fight. Kind of like that shit. And I think that was around the same age when I got molested by this female. She had been like 14 or something. Yeah, I had been like 7. She was 14. So she knew better. But yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild. So this is the Bible situation with Lilith in it. In the book of Isaiah, the Hebrew prophecy, the book's first 39 chapters referred to as first Isaiah, can be signed to a time when the prophet lived. And I don't know, it just sounds like he talking about GMOs and shit. So throughout the book of Isaiah, the prophet encourages God's people to avoid entanglements with foreigners who worship alien deities. So, you know, individuals like, I don't worship anybody. I worship myself. If I'm gonna worship somebody, it's gonna be me because I got all the deities inside of me. But you see us walking around with the mindset of, you know, being star seeds, being aliens, etc., etc. So no, so we actually not supposed to be laying with humans. So all these people that's just walking around ghosting a shell and they not really in tune, we're not supposed to be laying with them, and they're not supposed to be laying with us.
So we are supposed to be having supernatural sex with succulents and succulents.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's probably why they've been coming to us. So in chapter 34, a sword wielding Yahweh seeks vengeance on the infidel Edomites. I forget the whole like backstory in the Edomites. We gotta go back to that. I think the next couple episodes we're gonna go to that.
The Edomites were damn. Weren't they I want to say there was one of the first few generations on who was Cain and then his brother, the other brother. Who was that?
Abel, Seth?
Not Abel, but the other one.
Seth.
We went down the genealogy.
Seth is the Edomites? Okay.
Well, I'm not saying exactly that might be, but I'm saying it's probably over there on that side.
I think we're doing the Mobiles to Niggas episode over again, so We're gonna come back to it. I think so.
Oh, that'd be dope. I want to say the Edomites and the motherfuckers came out at Garden of Eden.
All right, that's what I want to
say. Right.
But these are the foes of the ancient Israelites.
Okay, they were okay, yeah, the ancient kingdom in Transjordan, located between Moab and the northeast. Okay, so they were part of the Moabites and whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
So, so the Edomites were the Moabites, and the Israelites were not the Moabites.
And the Arabians. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, in this apocalyptic poem, Edom will become a chaotic desert land where the soil is infertile and wild animals roam. Wild cats shall meet hyenas and goat demons shall greet each other. So when I read that part, I thought about the different GMOs and the cat dogs they outside creating now. And then I thought about that literature, something in Crooks. I forget
Esau. Sorry, sis.
Esau. Oh, Esau. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I think about the cloning and the GMOs that they made, and now they're trying to say, and they've been taking the fertility out of the seeds of our plants, which they're not gonna tell you, but by you taking the fertility out of our fruit, you're taking the fertility out of the soil, because now the soil is getting accustomed to creating male plants. Now it's always male. Like we can't even find. It's really hard to find female watermelon now. Now everything is male. Like you're trying to create a whole bunch of atom energy in our fruit and shit now.
That's too dumb. That's more dumb work that you have to do yourself instead of them letting it flow naturally. Having male and female where they can jump together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and create other male and female plants and shit that keep reproducing. But nah. They want to create everything in the fucking lab. They figure that, oh yeah, we're gonna make seedless watermelon or whatever, because you know why? It's more convenient. You gotta spit out seeds. It's necessary.
I'm sorry that the feminine energy is so inconvenient for you, but what you fail to realize is those black melanated seeds are actually really good for you to chew on.
Right. The fuck? We've been eating this since we were kids, trying to make watermelons growing out of damn belly. How crazy. They were drinking a good jug of water behind it.
But this is cool too, because in this space there too the Lilith shall rise, right? So the Lilith is rising around the time that they're doing all of the shit, which is in alignment with what's going on today. You have them doing all this stuff, and now the Lilith is rising, the primordial feminine energy that's against all this shit that y'all been doing, y'all patriarchal religions.
You can't completely stop it, because it's gone. Because even if you out of all these seedless watermelons, you cut open one, or two or three, you're gonna see like one of those black seeds in that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot take out the feminine parts from the fucking plant. You cannot remove that. That's what makes it produce. It's the feminine components, the female DNA, the all that shit. You cannot produce anything from fucking male alone. The feminine components have to be there.
And the thing about Isaiah, so when you look at Isaiah on a gematria, is 911. So you got 911 right there, not 11.
Come on.
And then you got a 918. So 911, 918. So you got a lot of retribution energy there. Also, that's where the fact that he was really good at giving prophecies is because he had the nines there. So he was the one actually giving birth to the prophecies. So not only was he giving out prophecies, but he was manifesting them in his words too, with the nines and the ones in his name. And then you ended with an 8, which is that transformational Oya energy. So how dare you even speak on Lilith when it's Oya that made you? And then it being in alignment with 3414, you got 7, 7, 5. 7, 5 comes together and makes 12. 3 is creation. So it's like this was a whole spell he's spoken to here on this verse. And then we're in the year of 7 right now. So, think about that too. And then the fact that Lilith is in alignment with the 5th sphere, the Sephiroth. So, you have that as well. So it's just a lot of like synchronicities here to show that like, this prophecy is coming to happen. And Lilith is, she's finding her resting place here as the goddesses come together. I was on my timeline yesterday and I saw a brother was complaining about women, saying that I don't understand why all these readers are angry. Like, why would I want a reading from y'all if y'all gonna be angry? And I'm like, what part of us should be love, light, and fairy juice? because look at the history that y'all have put us in, and now we have to rise in the matter that we're rising in. And since me and you know each other on an interpersonal level, I be complaining about these masculine energies all the time because you know they always have access to our feminine energy. They always sexing us. They always get compliments from us. We doing readings for them. We making soaps and lotions for them. We got all these classes.
Bell enhancements, make the dick work.
Yeah, we do all this stuff for them, but the moment we ask them for their masculine energy, is like, it's always some bullshit, bro.
And what is the masculine energy we ask for?
Build me a
providing,
fucking house,
building, protecting, you know, all that.
We need our own 911. We need y'all to build us our villages, you know, and protect it, and stop trying to charge us thousands of dollars to get our sovereignty for us and our children, because you know the sovereignty is through the mother, not the father. So you know it's the mothers out here trying to get the paperwork correct. So come into these houses and these movements of the mothers that are leading their homes and help them. The fuck, it's not that fucking hard. But y'all want to sit on y'all YouTube platforms and talk about
thousands of dollars for that shit because they know we're willing to pay. We're willing to do what it takes, you know what I'm saying, to gain access to this.
And that's
the men are not. The men are going to fall behind the woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's going to front all the damn. She's going to front. Okay, the man might provide her with the money and shit, but she's going to front and do all the paperwork behind.
Right.
I don't know now if there's any male out there. Is there any men out there doing so? Let us know. But they not doing it by themselves alone. I know,
and they not helping women while they do it either.
He's been doing it by himself.
And they damn sure not helping women while they do it. So like,
no, because they want to be selfish. Not all of them, but a lot of them want to be selfish. And that's what the hell I damn meant. You know what I'm saying? Like on my post, what I wrote yesterday, I said, men who are not spiritually or emotionally connected to a woman are they're gonna be all the same to a woman. And I'm just saying that. And that's all facts. That's all facts. You're gonna be the same in our eyes. Because you're gonna do the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
If you don't give a fuck about that woman or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and you're lustful after her, guess what? You're gonna come as a lustful ass motherfucking man. And that's disgusting to a motherfucking woman, you know what I'm saying? That you're not showing any genuality outside of the fucking dick. You know, that you know, outside, you know, the bedroom or whatever. Outside you wanted to penetrate her.
Right.
And that's how you come. And that's how
they try to oversex, you know, Lilith, because they try to make it about sex, but that's the only part that the man he tried to
on that post try to say that maybe it's the clothes you wear. I went through and looked through every photo that I have. I don't even really have, you know, provocative clothing. I barely have pictures of myself up there. So, but I'm not saying that the post was specifically about me. I'm just speaking in general. Like that's how the fuck it is.
Right.
A man ain't gonna give a fuck about you unless he's attached to you. Some form, shape, or way. Emotionally, yes. He ain't gonna be like that. He ain't ready to save these hoes or whatever because he done lay down and have sex with them. His other bitches he have sex with. So he's gonna say that's exactly how you gonna work.
They always make it about sex. But in reality, if you listen to the story of Lilith, it wasn't just about sex. It was about him trying to, you know,
dominate her.
Dominate. Yeah, it was that I'm mounting on you. I'm on top. And that was an ongoing dialogue. That means that she was putting up with it for a while before she said enough is enough. She was trying to compromise. She was trying to be heard. She was still letting him have his way well enough to where he wasn't going nowhere. He didn't go to God and ask for Eve while she was still in the garden. It took for her to leave the garden and say, hey, I'm not coming back. He even sent angels after her.
It always take us to fucking check out on your ass in order to appreciate us. Why? Do y'all want to learn the hard way? Right. If we created y'all, we didn't create y'all like that. Y'all started creating yourselves. Y'all started making yourselves rebel and be like that.
Right.
Because we women don't like we're complex, but in other areas. You know what I'm saying? In our thought process. In our genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? And how we create things. We don't create y'all complex. We make y'all very simple. You know what I'm saying? You have nipples, but you have no use for them, okay?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your ovaries drop outside.
We made y'all in our image.
Right. You made y'all in our image, you know what I'm saying? But we made y'all to give to us, to give back to us. And for us to repeat, we didn't make y'all damn difficult. What the fuck? We made y'all very. Look at y'all body makeup.
Y'all are way more simplified. We needed a simplified version of us to do certain things that we kept complicating. And instead of y'all doing that and complimenting us, y'all treat us like we competing with y'all. And this just goes to show like that whole nothing new under the sun with the not listening. You're not listening to me. You didn't listen to anything I said. And then even after I left, you still created a narrative. I don't know if you ever broke up with somebody who insisted on keeping a narrative that didn't exist open to justify the breakup.
God was a woman back then, because what male would beg a woman to want a woman to come back after being disobedient, quote unquote?
Right. If I was so bad, why you send people for me?
Right. A woman had to do that. Ain't no man gonna do that. Man gonna be like, fuck it, just get me another bitch.
Right. Right.
If it was a man, he'd be like, hell nah. I made you a woman just as equal as you. You ran her ass off. Deal with it. Mm-hmm. Better jack your dick, bro. You better use what you got.
I should. So that's all I got.
Creating, designing this woman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You a grateful ass motherfucker. Now she done ran off. Yeah, it had to been. Yeah, God definitely had to been a woman back then. God definitely had to been a woman to want to go get that woman, send 3 motherfuckers after her to get her to come back. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just stay out here playing my coochie and damn create more children by myself. Create children by myself. Mm-hmm.
And now she the bad. Now she a demon having demon children. She's the bad guy because you didn't get what you wanted. Now my kids are bastards, and I didn't had demon. Like you see how the narrative gets controlled when men don't have their way. There's nothing new under the sun. It's literally written in the Bible how they behave when they don't have their way. That's wild. That's what I got for Lilith. You know, we gonna hit it on the 99 this time, especially for the Lilith episode. We gotta do it on the 9.
Come on through with it. That's what I got too. We basically, you know, we explained everything. We explained everything in my wires.
We did. This was a great episode, and it was in a divine alignment with us walking into this divine feminine energy with your moja. Mm-hmm. So I hope y'all do take this information that y'all learned from Lilith and place it in your feminine third eye, especially my masculines out there, because according to Isaiah 34:14, Lilith is on the throne now. What's up?
Okay. The divine feminine energy is returning. It has returned.
Ashe. It
has returned. It's necessary.
It's necessary. We have to restore balance here, you know, especially in that 5th sphere of things.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell it's returned because look at all the, I hate to say it, even though she was over sexualized, but look at all the sexual energy that's going on.
Oh yeah, you know, it has to be all crazy before the balance can occur, and the balance is coming because people are getting tired of the over sexuality. I think that the Bailey sisters are going to be the example because they're over sexualizing these girls. And they don't even, in the way that they look physically, it doesn't even feel right to sexualize them. Like, why are you sexualizing them? These are very talented, beautiful women.
The one that played
the mermaid girl,
innocent looking.
Yeah, like, bro, she is so sweet. You know, she's so fairy. Like, why are you sexualizing her like this?
Oh yeah, she wants, but the other one, she want to be out there. She act like
they want to do those things.
Good dick. Look, she just got a hold of some good dick, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm out there like a country girl who went to the city, honey.
I ain't mad. At the same token, the audience is watching and it's getting to the point where there's a balance that's about to occur. Yeah, you're going to have the Adams screaming at the top of their lungs, but the balanced Liliths are starting to come into play. Like, we ain't here for all of that.
But,
you know, yeah, you sat down. Oh, you over there overstimulated. You got, and then you see a lot of these young women coming out. Like, I love Glorilla. She's not hypersexualized. She you know, and then you have a lot of these women that are following behind Glorilla and they're not hypersexualized women. Now, granted, they rap hard as shit. Like, you
Not in
know,
their
Scarlett
performances,
will beat
though,
my
you know what I'm
ass.
saying? Yeah.
You know, you have that energy coming out too. But these are all, you know, vibrations of the Lilith in different facets. You know, I wonder where Scarlett's Lilith is. I look into that. I really like her energy. Scarlett, she's a rapper in New York. I've been watching her shit.
The dark skin chick?
Yeah, I've been watching her shit since
Like,
she was doing poetry on YouTube. Yeah, but she was doing some really dope poetry before that song, you know, came out. And now the song is All You Know. But she used to be very transparent with her story and her family and being in an orphanage and stuff like that. Like, I have been following her Instagram
until that shit.
Oh no, I've been following her Instagram for a minute. She's very talented.
Then they try to emasculate her with that shit.
That's what they're trying to do. But like, you see, the more money she's getting, the more she's starting to feminize herself now, and I like that. I'm happy for her. I just hope that they stay around her with good people, because the fact that she was on Vlad TV learning about how the music industry works, that pissed me off. Because you was just doing shit with a whole bunch of like famous people, and they couldn't tell you what Vlad just told you.
I hate Vlad TV.
I hate him too, but like, what the fuck?
Does he have the motherfucking, like, he's the motherfucker that can walk through the fucking hood untouched. How?
I don't know how, because he be the one that's getting everybody all caught up. But that's what happens when you got a whole bunch of dummies. There's a whole bunch of dummies.
Motherfuckers still running up on Vlad TV, giving out information and shit, making this man goddamn, you know, more.
You snitching on yourself when you go on Vlad and start talking shit. As much as I like Joffrey, as much as I like him, I hate the fact that he does all of that on Vlad TV. Like, bro, stop going on his platform. Like, you have your own platform. Do your own shit and big us up and do all of that shit. Stop going on his shit, because you giving him views. Like, stop giving him money. Fuck him.
Right.
He act like his platform's not dope enough for him to do without him. Yeah, like, and then he be acting like he fake offended.
His platform big. Who the fuck listens to DJ Vlad mixtapes? I didn't never listen to that motherfucker.
I didn't even know that man made mixtapes. I never cared.
It was him and Dirty Harry. The Notorious B.I.G. mixtape that came out in 2002. That was the only one. Other than that, who the fuck are you? And I like Dirty Harry, because Dirty Harry's mix was better. So whatever. It is what it is. But yeah.
Right.
This was a dope episode. Honey, I went through 4 glasses of Chardonnay. I hope I was focused.
This really was a dope episode. So the episode that we have coming up next on 7/23 is a plague on all your houses. Okay, yeah, we're doing the Mobites to Niggas episode August 6th, which is cool because that's right in time for the Lionsgate opening. Ooh, I love how divine timing our episodes are. So, our next episode, we're going to talk about all our house placements. A plague on all your houses.
Oh my gosh, we're almost finished with this?
We are almost finished. Because we take a week off before we come for the Cosmic Convention.
13 days later. I love that 13.
Yes. Good times. Good vibes. So, this episode has been brought to you by Body and Yoni Essentials.
Well, we help you along your holistic healing journey. We create products really right to your lifestyle, whatever conditions or things that you may have going on, you know, in a negative light. We can help you with that. We have soaps, moisturizers, male enhancements, yoni stings. Reconnect back with your yoni. You know what I'm saying? Detach, disconnect from those lovers or past lovers and traumas that you had. Yeah, reconnect yourself back spiritually. We don't believe in no party yoni thing over here. Okay. And also we do counseling. We do counseling as well.
Oh, yeah, don't forget about that, sis. The consultations be popping, y'all.
Yeah, the consultation be popping. You can confide in me. You know, I'm very, very, very great with listening to you and giving you advice, because most of the time people only hit me up if they want advice. I can just sit there and be a listening ear, because you're going to make your decision. And how are we going to make it no matter what I tell you?
Y'all get that coffee soap?
Yeah, the coffee soap, sis.
Yes, the coffee soap. Also, we are looking for panelists on our series finale. history leaders today. So if you guys are interested in participating in the Cosmic Nobody's Convention, we are hosting it in Willingboro, New Jersey on August 26th. That episode is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We have, performances in between each. I'm very excited for a couple of the performances that we have during Virgo Virgin Talk because I've never seen them perform before.
What?
And yes, we have Osa the Moor as well as Dr. A&B, African Man Born. I'm very excited to have them. They will also be panelists on the show along with Duda Knowledge, Pranoya Starseed, Mahatma Starseed, and who else we got that's going to be on this episode? Oh, Talik L, which is the governor of the province of Pennsylvania. So we got some really dope people aligning for Virgo Virgin Talk. We still got some slots open for performances and speaking. So y'all pull up.
Come through.
This is going to be a really good year for the Cosmic Nobody's Convention. Thanks to our alignment with Knowledge Born, like some really dope shit is going to happen. I'm very grateful for everybody that's pulling up to support.
Dope.
And if you guys want to support all endeavors of Virgo Virgin Talk, especially as we're trying to move into a space where we get this bus and we start.
We're not trying.
We are not trying. We are doing.
We are moving into
support us in our movement. We are accumulating a storefront as well as moving towards having episodes in person in front of a live studio audience on a regular basis, traveling from place to place. So if you want to support those endeavors, this is how you do it.
Virgo's L, Cash App it, y'all.
And these are courses I had, but I didn't really have. So, we will be bringing these courses back in the fall as I align with the Spiritual Baddies University. So that's going to be real fun. I do readings and stuff.
Hold on, go back. You skipped through that too fast. Energy awareness coach.
I'm an energy awareness coach. If you want your spiritual DNA decoded or your energy awareness aware, reach out to your girl. I'm here for it.
Yay! How does one acquire and be an energy awareness coach?
I don't know. I've been doing it for a very long time. I've been doing it for a very long time, and the name of it just came to me trying to figure out. Well, I don't know what to call myself.
Well, you gotta
like calling myself stuff.
Okay, to become an energy awareness coach, you gotta come through her to be that.
Yeah, come through me to get your energy awareness certification, and then we can go from there.
That's right. How to go about doing that, though, sis?
You got to book an appointment with me through Calendly. Inbox me, let me know that you're ready for energy awareness coaching, and I'll help you out.
There you go. She does bartering. She does. I love her.
I do like the barter.
Yeah, trust me. She likes the barter more than she likes Pinnacle.
I do. I do. And so these are
ancestral dollars.
I do. I am in the process of designing ancestral dollars. So if you guys are interested in having custom made ancestral dollars, reach out to me. I'm getting all that in alignment as well. I'm excited about that also.
That's dope. I think it's exciting as well. I definitely need some good ancestral dollars, honey.
Me too. I lost a lot of people these last 3 years. I think it's only righteous that we, put them on the monies.
It is. That's where they belong. They don't, not the other people's, not the other ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
At least not them.
Nope. Not at all.
Folks been in rotation too long.
For real. So that's what we have for y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Y'all can catch me at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going over the next Sunday service.
Hey.
Word.
Oh, that's night.
Yeah, Sunday. The last 2 Sunday services were really, really good. We went over the root chakra. So this Sunday service, we will begin going over the sacral chakra.
Oh, you know what, sis? I caught the rerun on the last one, but I'm gonna catch you live on this one. Just so happens to catch you on the sacral chakra.
Right after we got done talking about Lilith.
After we got done talking about the Lilith.
Right. So I'm finna, get myself together, and then I'll see you guys in like an hour.
See you in an hour, sis. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you.
Real. Peace. Love y'all.